All right, all right. You know what time it is. It is time for the Glow Show. We are live at 5. Absolutely. Absolutely. We want to thank our first guest for being in today. None other than my partner in political strategy, Monica. Thank you so much, Monica, for being in the room and in the building on time and ready today. Absolutely. We're going to get it going. We have such a good show today. And I know, we're going to have a lot of questions. So I really wanted to save these opportunities for our guests to just have at with the room and the questions, because I know that the questions are going to be lit. It's a very fun topic, and the questions are going to be lit, and it's going to be all that. So yes, hello there, Hopi from Hope. Always let me know if you mind if I call you Hope, because Hopi, because you know me. I cannot get over calling you that. I've been calling you that like now for 15 years. Girl, just always let me know. It's like, Courtney, I am no longer Hopi. I am Hope. Just always let me know that. So hey there. So we got our glowers in here. Put your glowers up, y'all. Put your glowers up. Put your glowers up. Put your glowers up. Don't delay, y'all. Put your glowers up. Let me, YouTube has we take a couple of minutes to catch up in here. So, we're gonna have to. I'm waiting for a couple of people to do it. Thank you, Hopi. Thank you, Hope, giving me permission. And Hope, you got that wrench today, sis. So help me moderate, help me do the room correctly. Monica, we will work on getting you your wrench, but I know you stay busy, so that's why you don't have one yet. But don't worry, you commit to a couple more of these, you get one. Yes, Monica, absolutely. That's what we're doing. Let me switch my little. This is kind of throwing me off a little bit. My little bar. So before we get started with the conversation at hand, I want to ask. This may sound like a really funny or odd question, but me and my children, right? We recently saw hello, our guest of the hour is in. So and I would hope you're not gonna mind if I take a couple of minutes, y'all. Is this throwing y'all off? Is this throwing me off? I am so crazy. Um, um, we're going to. I want to ask you guys a question. Oh wow, we got it lit up in here. Absolutely. Hello, Monica. So not to confuse anybody, I have a friend Monica and I have a sister Monica, and I call them both my sis. So when it is Monica, the other Monica, I'm going to just say my bestie. So that's the way. But when we're just talking, I call her my sis. Like sis. And I have a sister named Monica. So I have a sister in blood and a sister in a sister in heart. But so I recently saw I watched it with my kids. We saw Bad Boys 3, right? And has anyone seen this movie? Right? Hey there, glowers. Put your glowers up, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Put your glowers up. So, oh yes. Thank you. That's right, because you haven't seen it. You have not seen it. Yes, sis. Girl, this avatar is too much, sis. I'm just gonna have to put this on here and just really quickly take it down because your avatar is too much. Oh my gosh, your sister over here is single and celibate, and this is giving me too much. But thank you so much. I love it too. Saucus Ray told me I came up here and got peachified. So the hair is peachified, y'all. I like that idea. So, hey there, glowers. I have to get a new profile, yes, to match the hair too, y'all. Yes, but y'all know even on my page, I have the full head of weave-in, and that's how I think Monica, my bestie Monica, remembers me from fam. Y'all, I don't do that. I don't do that weave no more. But that's how I used to rock it. It had to be 20. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. You gonna get some ladies up in here, or some people, some coaches, some level up coaches. They like that, like how you see them is how they always were. But I'm gonna tell y'all plain and simple, honey. I was not appreciative of my natural state when I first came onto the scene. No, I was not. No, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, I wasn't. I was 20 inches. Amen. Okay. Bestie. That's bestie. That's bestie Monica right there, you guys. And this one here is Sister Monica, even though she's on a different account, but that's cool because we definitely know how it works. I got 4 accounts hooked up to me right now. So, guys, give me put up a 1 if you saw, put up a glow symbol if you saw Bad Boys for Life Part 3. Monica, you were not bald. Yeah, you used to have a T-balls cut. That is not bald. Monica, you don't stop playing, bestie. You had a T-balls cut. It was very becoming. Girl, you were super cute. You still are, but No, you had a T-balls cut. You did not have a bald head. Put up a glow symbol if you saw Bad Boys 3. Okay, so I just recently saw it. I want to address something really quickly in it before we hop on to the show because y'all know it was shot in Miami. It was shot in Miami. I want to just address something really super quick before we continue on, because we cannot let we can't let these as you all know, Monica and I, the sisters on the screen there, my bestie, we were in college together at FAMU. That's where our love affair began. That's just it. Love affair, but not that type of love affair. We loved writing, and we loved, we were really into culture and entertainment, media. Like, we were into it. Of course, we were, journalism students. That's where everything merged. So, it is very hard for us to watch things without having that eye. And I had the eye on when I saw Bad Boys 3. And so, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, Monica sure is. And we are going to get to that. That's why I love so much. Thank you, my sis Monica, for tuning in today. So Hopi, you saw Bad Boys 3 too. Okay, perfect. So we got most people in here did see Bad Boys 3. Okay, so I'm just gonna pose my question. I just wanted to make sure before I pose the question out and nobody has seen it. Absolutely. Yes, you are. You are bestie. Bestie, y'all. So in Bad Boys 3, okay, and I don't want to. And the reason why I wanted to see how many people saw it, because I didn't want to give anything away for people that did not. But Bad Boys 3 was basically about an entanglement. Was it? Was it not? Well, am I wrong to say this? I just thought that was super super weird. Can we talk about that for a minute? For just a second, because I'm just like, what's writing what? Who's writing what? Some of Bad Boys. This one was filmed in Atlanta. This past one that just did Bad Boys 3, because I know most of it was filmed in Miami. They did film it on location. Saw some Overtown in there. Y'all, we up to 8. We in here. We're gonna get going. But we had a few more confirmations that I wanted to make sure they were live. So we're in here, and I'm getting messages still in here. All right. So with that being said, did anyone notice that it just seemed kind of like very odd that this was what, 2 years? This was around the same time of The height of Jada's entanglement? Now I'm starting to think, y'all, are we just being are the Sims pulling one over on us? Are they pulling one over on us? Are they? Absolutely. You know, I don't know. I don't know. So we definitely have to see. We definitely have to make sure that we're right. 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 So I'm just kind of so now I'm sitting back and I'm waiting for the rest of the story to play out. I'm like, is this gonna play out the same way this other situation played out? Absolutely. Absolutely. Eliminated. Eliminated and eliminated. Absolutely. I love it. So, I wanted to throw that out there because my mind was kind of blown. Because, like I said, I hadn't seen it. I know living in Miami, you would have thought, they gave away tickets to go see it, and they did actually. But I didn't see it. I literally just saw it on Sunday, and I was just like, "This is very interesting." I'm seeing this now after with the height of what's happening with you know what. So I just want to throw that out there, and I want to see how many people. Yeah, yes, he did say that, but the situation didn't say why he did, and was it because he was, we. I want to know if we are seeing or we're witnessing basically it's another Jaden running around out there that now this was preparing us for. Because think about it, y'all. Now if Will comes out and he's had a love child and all, his image is not going to be that much altered. People are still going to be on this whole Jada was da 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 da. And I'm kind of thinking that this might have been the prep for that. This might have been the prep for that, and it was already written, so people, have already. And I knew from the first moment. I knew from the moment um, when he was looking at the picture, I was like, oh, Will is his dad. And I remember when this movie first came out and people were saying, oh, that was a real nice twist that he was really the father. I didn't know who they were talking about because I hadn't seen it. So I assumed that they were talking about the baby because I saw the little picture of the baby with Marcus. So I was thinking, oh, Will had a baby with Marcus's daughter. Like he had his own nephew. That's what I was thinking because I hadn't seen it. But the moment when I saw the lady looking through the La Bruja, when she was looking through the pictures and she looked at Will's picture, I was like, oh, Will's the dad. Okay. All right. I got it. So now I'm watching it, but I'm watching it just for that confirmed. Right. Oh, wow. Yes. I'm telling you, hey, brother, we have got to get together. I keep saying that, but please, guy, take my email. I'm putting it up here, right here in the room. I'm putting it right here in the room. Please text me, email me, so we can go over my number. We've got to hop on the call because I need you to be a part of the next State of the Melanin address. We've got to put that together. It makes no sense for us not. And I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but there's a new platform that was started by Ice Cube, and it's basically like a black Facebook. It's called We Got Ups. We Got Ups. I just set up an account yesterday. So that's the name of it, and I'm gonna put my email up here in the room so you guys can have that. Yes, I did too, Monica. I did too, bestie. I did too. Y'all were in here. Thank y'all so much for logging on today. So we're about to get started. We're gonna get started with our topic at hand. We're talking about females in politics. Y'all, I don't have my sound effects yet, but when I do get them, trust me, they're gonna be the bomb. They're gonna be the bomb. They're gonna be explosive. They're gonna be amazing. So yeah, we're definitely going to be able to really is found when I get my studio hooked up. Right now, this is just, this is office space, It's not like it's a studio. We don't have the lights and all. But when we have the lights and all, it's gonna be a different story. So I'm just posting some things before we get started. But females, what's going on with females in politics? Okay, so first and foremost, I want to thank our, guest today, who is phenomenal, for coming on today and just giving us that time, because we are in crunch time. We're in crunch time. We are weeks away from an August 11th runoff election. You all, she is a newcomer to the political scene. She had literally she had no prep time for this, so it wasn't like, sometimes when someone is in office, or when they run for office, they've been running for other, they might have been running for, they might be the PTA president. They were doing other things to prepare for an elected position, a big elected position. But this was not the case with this sister. This was not the case. She was asked if she was interested, and she literally just accepted, just like that. And I think that's phenomenal, because you all know. Okay, so Monica and I, we come from a very political minded and a politically active family, right? Getting your voter card, your registration card that was a big deal in my household. Like, that was a really big deal. And our grandmother, as you all know, was a two-time commissioner, two-time mayor, never lost an election. And had she lived throughout her second term, she would have been the oldest serving mayor. She passed away during the last year of her second term. So she transitioned. So one up for Nanny Nikki, Yvonne Scarlett-Golden, former mayor of Daytona Beach, Florida. All right, so you guys can do the history if you ever want to take a little tour down Legacy Lane, as I call it. All right. Yes. Oh, so here we go. Here, we're going to talk about it today, sis. We're talking about Michelle Obama today. Absolutely. So with no further ado, we are going to move into that conversation with female in politics. Is it a worthy venture? What are the benefits as well as the setbacks for females in politics, if there are any? And we're going to be talking about this race in particular, which is the Dekalb race for the county commissioner. We want to talk about why is it so important to get a female in this position, and why is it important to get a sister, Afro-Latina, in this position, which is, with this happening, will be the first time this has ever happened. So it's huge. It's huge that she's in a runoff. And when I say, so I don't want to get it twisted. I don't want people to get confused. When I say that she forced a runoff, I'm not saying she forced a runoff, meaning that she, was barely hanging on to a win, and she made it into a runoff. When I say she forced a runoff, she won. The other person, the challenger, basically the person that received the second amount of highest amount of votes, he just came within a certain gap that allowed a runoff to be able to be had. So he is the person that you would be thinking was leading, but he wasn't. She actually won. She just didn't win by a big enough margin. So her for forcing the runoff was really her winning, and the other person actually came in with absolutely. We are 10 days away. That is so huge. Y'all, what's so funny? I tell this to many people. If you know me, what I'm telling you is fact, that I didn't come up here with the ambition to participate in politics. But that's how moved I was by this candidate. Absolutely. Hello. I was on your channel last night. Thank you so much. If you guys have not, check out brother check out Brother King Wages channel. It's really good. It's very informational. I was on it yesterday about the golden bars, the carrot bars, about creating investment opportunities which lead to generational wealth, which of course is such an issue in our community that we need more of this discussion. So please check out his channel. And thank you so much for stopping in today. All right. So first and foremost, before we get started with our guest, she's in the room. She's waiting. She's excited. Absolutely. I want everybody to put up a glower. Cocoa Butter Barbie made it. Woo! We really partying, y'all, now. We cooking with gas. Oh, y'all see that? I'm getting my African moves ready. I'm getting ready, y'all. I'm getting ready. I'm taking that trip to the motherland. King Wade, you going? We going, right? We taking that trip. All right. Hello. That's right. We you know what somebody said we were? They said we were the glow up gang. Bang bang glow up gang. How y'all love it? How y'all love it? Bang bang glow up gang. We in here, y'all. We in here with light bulbs, with candles, with stars, with diamonds. However way you gotta get it, get your life today. We in here, y'all. Come on with the shoulder work. You see how that shoulder work. Y'all, put up a glow symbol of any type if you will be voting in this presidential election coming up in November. Put up a glower of any type if you are going to be voting in this upcoming presidential election. Oh, it's fine, because I was fine just getting information, brother. All right, so again, put up a glower if you all are planning on voting in this next presidential election. Okay? So that's voting in November. All right, so I see you there. So that says not voting. All right, so we have one. All right, so far. All right. All right, Hopi makes two. Okay, I want to get. We have a few more people. I want to just make sure. Okay, so that's two people that said they aren't. Very good. Guy and King Wage. I got it. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're gonna highlight that, Monica. We are. We're gonna highlight that. So put up those glowers if you're voting in November. Because I really want us to dig into this topic as we lead in, as we lean in. Y'all, me and Monica, my bestie Monica, we used to tear those floors up, honey. Okay. I used to, once I got engaged, so I used to be dancing right on up the floor. I'd be like, I gotta go. I gotta go call. It was time. But honey, that shoulder used to work. And Monica used to have, bestie Monica used to have knees, y'all. Them knees would work, girl. She could do some slides and I'd be like, I gotta keep mine up top, sis. And I was a dancer, but them knees was something else. So I think everybody in Texas gets them knees. Megan Thee Stallion got them, and Beyonce got them. Monica had them. Monica used to be in those clubs with that knee work. Amen. So the consistency is, it's pretty much kind of stuck on 4. I did not put in whether I was going to be voting or not. Oh, mom and daughter, y'all, give a big shout out to this queen here. Oh my gosh, this sis has been helping me grow my channel. If y'all have noticed, so I went up 100 new subscribers between last week and this week. It is because of this lady right here, because of this sister right here. Y'all, let me tell you, as soon as I get into the room, she tells everybody to go love Courtney's page, go love Omega Courtney's page. Her page is great. She puts me up. She gives me that screen time. She is so awesome. She's so awesome. Thank you so much, mom and daughter. I can't believe you're here. Thank you so much for coming and blessing my page. Like, I feel amazed. Like, because in her streams, y'all, it'd be like 300, 400 people. So thank you so much for coming and blessing my channel with your time here today. You're appreciated. So the reason why I wanted to point this out, because I see that we have a few people that said they're voting for the national election. I want to know how many of us get involved with our locals. This is also another part of our conversation today, which is so important, you all. It was just so important for us to definitely appreciate what is going on with our right, y'all put up some glowers for mom and daughter. Put up some glowers for her. Because I tell y'all, she was like, don't worry, Courtney, we're going to get you there. I said, you know what, I'm trying to make, 1,000. She said, we're going to get you there. We're going to get you there. And she's always, every chance she gets, she's telling people, go check out her page. She's our friend from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you. She's in the United States, and, people come and they come in waves, and I appreciate that. Absolutely. We put some glowers. Absolutely. Always, mom and daughter. We've got to talk, because let me tell you, it's a beautiful idea. It's a beautiful idea. And you're one of the few content creators that I see that do that well. So we definitely have to talk behind the scene. My email address is up there. Please, we have to get together, because I would love to do something like that, to be able to create that same type of engagement. So I'm going to read some of these quotes. Because they're great. Okay. Oh, thank you, King Wage. I don't want to be a part of a polygamous relationship, but your girl is definitely looking to be a wife to her husband number one. Her husband, her only one. Absolutely. Thank you. I saw my brother Guy, who I've known. Guy and I have been we've been rocking since I had my first YouTube channel. So Guy knew me when I was weaved out, and I love that Guy. You know what? Guy never turned on your girl. Guy could have been like, what you talking about? You all up here natural now. You was weaved up. You was nailed up. Guy was with me on my first channel. The first channel I ever had, which was when I first had my daughter. Totally different. And I still have that channel linked into my community. So we've been rocking for a minute. So I think with Guy and I, the reason why we've been able to stay so connected is because ideologies didn't change. This changed. That changed, but our ideologies have always been kind of in sync, And I remember me and Guy had a really testy discussion about Rihanna and Erykah Badu. And I didn't think we were going to be friends no more, because I was like, you just hating on Erykah Badu because she had all her children. You don't know what Rihanna has had. Okay, how many she has put aside. And we had a conversation about the image of a woman. And I said that, people may still like Rihanna, but you may not know about pregnancies and da-da-da-da. Erykah Badu, she had her children. So you know about the men and this and that. So we had a conversation about whether Erykah Badu was a hood rat or not. I remember that. And I was like, I don't know why this dude would be coming at me like that, because I'm a ride for Erykah. All right. But the quote is Andrew Jackson, who owned slaves and created the Democratic Party. Andrew Jackson owned slaves and created the Democratic Party to keep Africans enslaved. Okay. So is it just the Democratic, or is it just, it's all one and the same? It's all, I get the glare on the glasses, the one and the same. All right. So we hear this. Local voting makes a difference. We can hold them accountable. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. This is This is true. This is why we need to make local voting more of a priority, because this affects our day-to-day lives. This affects our day-to-day lives. If local voting is a priority, we're talking about school systems being affected. Okay, we're talking about our health immediately being affected. We're talking about your quality of life as you know it and see it. Nationally, those policies take years to kind of trickle down, and it can take years to affect. This is why, you know what? Remember when Obama passed the whole thing about the bathrooms, and individual states, once it goes to their state, they voted the way they wanted to vote, and they weren't adhering to it. And the reason why that stuck out to me prevalently, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, North Carolina, they refused to make their bathrooms unisex, so to speak. And that was a huge case. And then we saw in some places, even after same-sex marriages became legal, there were plenty of states that don't honor it. So you're talking about national trickling down is so much different than when it is done. There are laws that exist now here in Georgia that don't exist anywhere in any other country. I mean, in any other, state. In certain states, in 6 states, y'all, just to let y'all know, anal sex is against the law. Sodomy is against the law. So you talk about, okay, nationally, you thinking, well, this is, I'm not committing something that's against the law, but in a few states, certain acts are. In a few states, pedophilia, marrying someone, underage marriages are legal, and they aren't in some other ones. So, Love Wisdom, welcome. Yes, you did. Yes, you did finally call alive, and a good one too, especially a good one, because we're talking about females in politics. Do we belong in politics? Okay. So, we have a very special guest here. We have some questions. If you have questions, please start lining them up. Please start lining them up, because I definitely want to make sure that she is fielding those questions, and she is having the opportunity to engage with what are some concerns, what are some issues that are going on. Because I tell you, and I know this from experience, when you're running a race, you can get so kind of tuned in, like tunnel vision, to what your particular topic or your particular platform is, and your goal becomes just winning your race. You have tunnel vision. So this is a great opportunity that Cynthia Yaxon is allowing us to look beyond what her platform might be and see what everyone else is saying, right? Okay, I'm gonna go back up to the top because I know I missed a couple of. Yes, this is true. Monica, this is my sis Monica here. Monica is right. Her opponent is a seasoned politician, but she still finished first. Why is that? Let me tell you guys a little story, and I think some of you have heard it, some of you might not have. So my grandmother was the first female elected mayor of Daytona Beach, Florida. And this was not in 1960. This was not in 1970. This was not in 1990s. This was in the 2000s, y'all. And when she went to Bill France, okay, Bill France Sr. started NASCAR. And I'm sure we're all aware of what NASCAR is. She went to the son, who obviously NASCAR got passed on. It's a legacy. Got passed on to his son, because that's how they do it, y'all. They're not passing on cars, okay, and clothing sets. They passing on whole franchises, businesses, okay. So NASCAR went to his son, Bill France Jr., and my grandmother went to him and said, hey, I really could use your endorsement. I feel like, these particular platform, these particular areas or principles or something that we're both in alignment with. We're talking about increasing business and hospitality. NASCAR is part of this. She had it laid out. And he told her, with all due respect, I love, what you're saying here, but Daytona is not ready for a female mayor or a black mayor. And she said, and with all due respect, I think you're wrong. She got up and she left. This was a 80-year-old woman at this point. So the story gets great. Not even just good, it gets great. By the time, so she went about, she canvassed, she was doing her canvas and she was going about her day. She felt down that she wasn't going to get that endorsement because it was huge. It's Daytona. NASCAR is their biggest attraction when it comes to tourism outside of the beach. And she wasn't going to get that endorsement. So she was plugging away at some other places that in spaces that she knew she could get the endorsement from. And so she went to go, have some other conversations. So it took her a long time to get back to her campaign headquarters. So by the time she got back to her headquarters, her assistant, her secretary runs out and she says, "Where have you been? Where have you been? We've been looking for you. We've been looking for you. We've been, calling this place and that." But she's like, "Well, what's going on? What do you mean you've been looking for me?" And she said, "Bill France called. He said it took a lot of guts for you to do that, for you to tell him that he was wrong." And he said that with those were the type of guts it took to lead the city. And so he was going to give you his endorsement. And with that being said, she won that election, and then she won the re-election for mayor. And she had already been commissioner 2 times prior. But true story. And and this is where we are. Some people really think even in 2020, that females are not fit to lead. And why is this? And on the council that I sat on, that I was a member of, that I was so grateful and blessed to be a part of in my time in Miami and Coconut Grove, Miami, Florida. I was one of 9, and we were split right down the middle. Well, as much as you could do with 9, it's not like it was a 4.5. But there were 4 women and there were 5 men. So the men still had it. But what I thought was very interesting, and Monica and I have actually had several conversations about this, is that there was a woman who was a seasoned community advocate that absolutely should have been the executive chair of that council. But she yielded to someone who literally was coming in his first year elected to council. She allowed him to be the executive chair, and she was the second. She was the second. So you like that story, mom and daughter? True story. I told you we gotta talk. True story. So when you're advocating for me up there, let me tell you, I really appreciate it. Mom and daughter, we definitely believe in legacy. Yes. God said he remembers that conversation. Yeah, I didn't know if our friendship was going to survive, but it did, and I'm glad it did. Yes, local votes matter. Local votes matter for a number of reasons. The main one is because it affects the quality of life, your quality of life immediately. We're not talking about something that has a trickle-down effect. Let's start lining up our questions so we can make sure that Cynthia has her time to chat it up with you guys. We're going to be doing some chatting with Yaxon. I'm going to post her website here, guys, so we can make sure that we are tuned in to who this candidate is. Like I said, y'all, for me to come up here and to get involved with politics, which it wasn't my plan, y'all know it had to be of God. It really had to be. It really has to be, because it wasn't my plan. But I loved her story so much, her passion, her conviction, how she listened to me. You guys, how I even got in touch with her was because me and my kids had witnessed a dog, get killed in a hit and run. And I reached out to her website. I talked to my sister Monica. I said, this dog got killed, and it was a school zone, so I'm gonna see what she's talking about, because she keeps popping on my Facebook page. I'm gonna see if she's real. I'm gonna see what she's talking about. And so I reached out, and she called me the next day. So that is the full website, y'all. Definitely everything is spelled correctly. I had to double and triple check that. So make sure you guys definitely check out a candidate, absolutely, for the next commissioner of the county for Dekalb County, District 1, Cynthia Yaxon. So perfect. Okay, you cleaning up. I like that, King Wage, but you know I clean too. Mm, I clean too, King Wage. I clean also. I'm gonna be doing a special. I'm gonna do a special live about my brothers. I am one of these days. But thank you for that. All right, so I'm gonna leave the website up just a little bit, you guys, if you want to put together some questions. We do have Cynthia tuning in, but like I said, I want to make sure that when she comes on, she's answering the questions because she's very focused on putting her campaign in order and making sure that she's still doing the outreach. Oh, don't be laughing, King Wage. You see that bicycle's nice for you. I do some cleaning. I do a little cleaning, a little straightening. I do some cooking. I'm gonna get all of these emails about me being a pick me. Don't let them call me a pick me. I'm signing up to be King Wage's mule over here. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me, y'all. A sis has been single and celibate for 5 years. So you must excuse me. King Wage is a beautiful looking man. And he says he's doing his cleaning. And I'm just saying, well, I clean. All right. So let's definitely take a look at Cynthia's website, you guys, if you want to take a couple of seconds to put together some questions. We're gonna go with some questions for her, and then of course, I got my top 5 of 5. I got my top 5 of 5 with Miss Cynthia Yaxon. Okay, I'm going on. Should I put on a little music or something for y'all? While y'all should we put on some like Jeopardy music? Do 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 do. I'm gonna scroll up and see if I missed any other comments. And I'm gonna say hello to everyone that's in the room. So this is my rundown, y'all. So if y'all left the room, I apologize. All right, so I know I got my sis Monica in here. Hello. I got my sis Hopi from Philly. Y'all know 215. Miss Cynthia Yaxon is in the scene. So hello, Miss Cynthia. She is tuning in. She's canvassing. She's doing her due diligence. She's still on this campaign, y'all, but she did promise to tune in today, so I thank her for it. We have my friend, I can't even say the word, but she's my NACA lover. Amen. Amen. Lover. My bestie, Monica. Always. Love you, girl. Who else do we have? We have King Wade. I'm always gonna say hello to you, King. Absolutely. Thank you for always just brightening up the scene. Absolutely. I love the energy. I love the energy from my kings. I love the energy from my men. That male energy, that masculine energy is definitely needed. I always tell y'all to light y'all light. Light your light. We put up our glows, but y'all light your light. Mr. Guy, brother Guy, we've been rocking for more than a decade, y'all. More than a decade, y'all. Put up some globers. Put up some light your lights for my brother Guy up in here. We also have, of course, myself. Oh, Cocoa Butter Barbie. Every time I see that name, I'm telling you, I'll be so excited because I told you they used to call me Cocoa Butter. They used to call me Cocoa Butter. And so every time I see that name, I'm so excited. I really like words. I really am. I love a play on words, y'all. And I think that's it. Oh, and mom and daughter, y'all. When I tell y'all, when you meet someone that's really for you and they don't even know you, but since day one, she's been so supportive and just she's really wrapped her virtual arms around me, and she makes sure people come and check out your girl's page. Even when I'm not on, she makes sure they come and check out my page, and I love it. I appreciate it. And that love wisdom. Hey sis, love wisdom is here. Okay. Absolutely. I love you too. I love you too, King Wage. I love you. Yes, we are Team Action Yaxon over here. We already know that. We are Team Action Yaxon. I wouldn't be I tell y'all I wouldn't be on it if it didn't feel right. If it wasn't right energy, if it wasn't right spirit, if it didn't feel right, I wouldn't be on it. Absolutely not. So Yes, yes. Yes. My grandmother was already the commissioner 2 times before she became the mayor. Absolutely. My sister Monica is making sure that my information is accurate. Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. Mom and daughter. So sweet. So sweet that lady is. The sweetest, sweetest girl. We are Team Action Yaxon. We Team Action Yaxon all the way over here. All right. So if we have our questions in order, let's go ahead and post them. If we have any questions in order or we don't, I'm gonna go to my I'm going Guts and Glory. Guts, Grace, and Glory. She was triple G. And her name was Golden. So quadruple G. Guts, Grace, Glory, Golden. Yes, Guts and Glory. She had them. She did have them. No guts, no glory. And she had it. She had the guts, she had the grace, she had the glory, and she was golden. She was golden. Like, how, your name when your name is golden, that's like when your name is Action Yaxon, you can't. Who would not want to vote for Action? Who would be like, nah, I just want to vote for somebody that ain't gonna do nothing. A vote for Yaxon is a vote for Action. This is what it is. This is what it is. Okay, so if we don't have any questions for Cynthia, I am going to start. I'm just going to put my questions in the chat, and Cynthia is going to put up her responses, y'all, because she is out in the field. So her device is not connecting, but she is in the room. She has been in the room the whole time, but she's out in the field, so her is not connecting. So we're gonna post these questions. I'm getting my questions in order, y'all. One moment. We'll see. Okay, so thank you guys for waiting. We had some technical difficulties with even trying to connect, even in the chat area. So I'm going to give a call, and then we're going to go from there with connecting. And thank you so much. I've already gotten a couple of emails. People are already emailing me. I thank you guys so much. Gotten a couple of emails, and people are definitely, telling me they want to connect after the show. I appreciate that, y'all. Beyond the boards is what I call it. So, hello. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, so we're going to have that little backdrop. I think what you're going to need to do is just come out of the room. I think if you come out of the room, I think it'll be okay. So, it's a little wonky. It's all right. Okay, so first and foremost, we want to thank you for coming on today, Miss Cynthia. We want to thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. No, we appreciate it. Like I've been telling people since I started working with you that this entire campaign has been touched. This is beyond what has been typical. It is beyond what we might have. It's what's the usual expectation when it comes to politics and when it comes to campaigning even. So a big factor that I was very just impressed with was the fact that Cynthia, you said that when you ran, you had no idea how many people were actually going to be voting for you, right?
Exactly. I thought maybe I would get 3 votes. 1 or 2. I know 1 was mine.
And you went to bed with thinking in your head you had gotten, at best you had gotten 3 or possibly 4 or 5 votes. Even though you've been doing your work in the community for a couple of years, you thought, hey, I'm just still going to just get a couple of votes.
Exactly. I did. I thought, well, nobody knows me. Just the people that help. Maybe they're like, not important. And we know she helps. We know that she does a lot of stuff. But I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna go to bed because it's very stressful.
It is. It is. It's like you're waiting for the results, but at the same time, you just want it to be over.
But at the same time, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna let God handle it because He got me to this point, and through Him, everything is possible, and that's my faith, and that's what we did. And so I went ahead and just went to bed. Then I got to go about. I think it was about 12 o'clock, 12:30 in the morning.
Did it hit you then that, okay, I really did this? Like, I won this election?
So what happened was, I get up, and I go to television. Well, actually, I looked at my phone, and I was looking at Facebook, and I was like, huh. So I got up and went to the TV, and I turned on television, and my husband says, we both got up, and we turned on the TV, and I'm like, that's my name.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I was surprised. I was in shock. I was like, and then I said to him, what's happening? And he's like, I said, I thought I got 1 vote. But I was very happy and humble because I was like, oh my God, but it's still a thing to me. It's like, wow, this is what voting does. It changes. It can, your voice is very important. Your votes are being counted, and this shows it. People want change, and I was like, I know that. I want change for everybody. I know what is passionate to me, and how I want to help my community and everybody. I say anybody and everybody. That's just
me. Yeah, you know, this is. Oh, sorry. What really got me so, and I was trying to share the screen with the website there, but what really got me so excited also about this particular election was the fact that you were so like surprised even when finding out that you were actually going to get paid to be a commissioner. I mean, you know, I just thought clearly this she can't be telling the truth. You know, she must just be saying that because she's meaning like I would do it anyway, even if I wasn't. But that was a surprise for you to find out that it's a paid position, even throughout the first election. You know, you just thought, hey, I'm running because I want to serve my community and I want to be representation. I told you I was so touched with that because there was such a sincerity when, you know, the next day we were, you know, going through all of the salaries and you were and it was a real surprise for you that you really ran just with thinking that, hey, I want to do this. I don't necessarily have to get paid for because my payment doesn't have to come from the community that I'm serving. My payment is going to be coming, the benefits are going to be coming from the fact that I'm doing something for them. So it was kind of like what JFK said when he said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, so to speak. So I love that. So the second question that I have, because you know this is our top 5 of 5, and we're now a little past 6, and we want to thank everybody for hanging in here today. Yes. Okay. So the second question I have is, do you think that it's time for America to have because we're seeing a lot more females involved in our local elections, which is great. There's been, I think, since AOC ran, there's been like a 25% increase in local elections. As we know, here in Georgia, we have a mayor, a female mayor who's also a Rattler. And then we also have someone who ran for governor who's also a Rattler. We have Mayor Bottoms, and we also have Stacey Abrams. Do you think it's time for us to legitimately push for seeing a female as president of the United States, Cynthia?
Absolutely. It is more than time. We should have a president that's a female a long time ago. And that's what we need to push for.
Oh, we got a new suggestion for a slogan here. Yes for Yaxon. Ooh, I like it. Thank you. We're gonna have to put Kimberly Roden on the payroll soon. Yes, Kimberly, thank you so much. We like that. We're gonna take that into consideration. I love it. So it's time. So speaking of which, Joe Biden, as we know, is vetting a few names for vice presidency. We know Michelle Obama is not in that running, though we know all of us in the room would love for that to be a possibility. But out of the ladies that he is vetting, who do you think has has the makings of someone that could be a female leader? Because remember, the big part of John McCain was everyone kept saying, oh, Sarah Palin can't be the vice president because that's very strong. That's a very strong position to know that you're just one mishap, a death away from the president of the United States. even though I like Sarah Palin. I'm not gonna lie. I think she was she's a smart woman. She was able to network and, make some things happen into a governorship, which is not a simple feat. But vice president, people started looking at that vice presidency with a lot more scrutiny because of who John McCain, when he was going to select Sarah Palin. Well, when he did select Sarah Palin. So now that people are looking at that vice presidency with so much scrutiny, who is someone that you're seeing that he's vetting, and you're saying, you know what, if he died in office, this person would make an amazing president. And no, Michelle Obama is not in that short list. Is not in that list.
Oh, that's the
problem. That's the problem. Yaxon says.
I'm sorry, that's the problem. She's not in, or she's not running.
But he does have still a strong list.
Yes, he does.
Right. So who in that list do you think is someone that's absolutely capable?
I definitely Stacey Abrams, right?
Okay. Who you're familiar with because she is here, and both Stacey Abrams and Mayor Bottoms are supposed to be in that, in that running list. What about Elizabeth Warren?
I think it would be. I was reading. I'm sorry, I was reading where it said that if he chose Elizabeth Warren, that it would be beneficial for him because the independent or the libertarian vote or something like that.
The independent, yeah, because she's an independent, yeah.
So it would be like you would get the votes from the Democratic side and the
independent. He would get it from all sides. Yeah. I liked Elizabeth Warren. I thought that, she has a lot of fight, a lot of gusto in her as well. I too do wish we could, I think with having Stacey and Keisha both on as a short list, I think this is kind of like pie in the sky a little bit. I do think that Michelle Obama would have been, but of course, like I said, we can't kind of stick on something that just, isn't physically there, tangible there. Monica had a real, she said that there was a female from Florida, Val, who was a sheriff, I believe. Also a person of color to consider. And it's supposedly on the list. I think that this is going to be a tough selection for him. I still think Kamala Harris would be a very classy choice. I think if anyone has kind of earned the right to be alongside him, I think it has been her. I think that she had some incredible. Yes.
Yes, she is. Her too as well.
Right. Yeah, I think Kamala Harris. I agree, Kim. I think Kamala Harris has earned the right. She had some great talking points. She had some great debates. She was very strong in the debates. People don't realize that campaigns, they eat up a lot of money, and even for the rich, you have to. There are some very questionable and very sometimes unscrupulous things that have to be done to keep a campaign funded and running. So absolutely, please do. Please chime in.
I absolutely love. But it's very hard for me to choose just one. It's like, can we have them all?
Well, but he has to. He's going to have to, and I think that we need to kind of collectively put our energy and our support behind one or two, so we can focus it, because if we're all kind of spread out, I think that creates it to be easier for him to choose, and I don't think that Biden needs to be. I think he needs to be focusing on winning this race. He doesn't need to be focusing on right elected.
I'm sorry. Not forgetting a piece. So what I liked about her was when they were doing during the
The debates?
Yeah. Her fire, her energy is just amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. She comes alive for it. You know, she's a defender. So she comes alive for those debates. She comes alive for those and that's something that's near and dear to your heart too, because also being a lawyer is something in that you are definitely going back to school for as well, right? Amen. And my doctorate in law as well. Amen. So that brings me to my third question. All right. So when it comes to being a lawyer, who are your top 2 influences, whether fictitious or real?
My top 2.
Okay. I thought about that. Yeah, when you thought, hey, I'm gonna be a lawyer, who are the top 2 names that come up and you just, I want to be like this. I know it comes up in my head, absolutely.
I know that since I was little, I was always fighting. And I was always told, you should be a lawyer, you should be a lawyer. And I said, one day I will, and I'll get what I want. I'll tell that to my mother. But I don't know, just being in the courtroom or just learning the law, it's a passion of mine. And I can appreciate being able to bring justice where there's injustice.
Well, who are your top 2 like influences as far as people? Like, who are some 2 lawyers that you say, wow, I love whether they're fictitious or whether they're real? Because like I said, I know with me, I was married to a lawyer, so I can't say enough how that influenced me. But also, I want to say fictitious, definitely Jack McCoy, Law and Order, and a real one, Johnny Cochran. Gotta love him. Gotta love him.
Oh, I know. Well, he wasn't a lawyer. He was okay. So I used to read some books by this author. Hold on. By Grisham, and I like the lawyers that he would write about.
Yeah, Time to Kill. Yeah, that lawyer was played by Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, such a good movie. Yeah, I love John Grisham. I tell you, he started he has a teen set of books that he writes, and it's Theodore Boone. It is the name of the kid lawyer, they call him. And I would have my kids read, a chapter. I would have my children read a chapter out of those books. We got 3 of them in the series. They stopped liking to get them, but I kept buying them. They were done after the first one. They thought it was too scary, but I kept getting them because he's just such a great writer, and he really has a way of just putting you right in there, and with the entire scene, with the crime scene, with the investigation, with figuring out how he's going to just win the case. It's always been amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So any other
law within the law? Yeah. I've never been really around lawyers other than my mother's lawyer. Oh, well, my mother's lawyer.
Okay.
But that's it.
Got it. So it seems like the consensus here from in the chat room, everyone's saying Elizabeth Warren is the one that Joe Biden is going to go with.
All right.
Interesting. All right.
I think they're right because it would be beneficial for them.
Yeah, I think that she appeals to both men and women. I think she also appeals to both independents and staunch supporters of the two major parties. Absolutely, the heads and the tails.
Yes.
Okay, so question number 4. This is a good one. This is a great one. Okay, so if you weren't running for commissioner, are there any other elected positions that you do see important to have female influence a part of if it wasn't the commissioner? If you weren't running for commissioner, are there any other elected positions that you think is important to have a female to be a part of, or to have female representation for, you know.
Okay. I think congressional.
Yes. Yeah, I do think we need more. We need more females in the Congress. I definitely agree. Definitely agree. That's a great one. That's a great one.
Sorry. Just come back. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I know, and we're working with it, guys. We're very, we apologize. There's some technical, mishaps here. We've had some storms here, and we're not like as soon as she connects on one side, is kicking her out on the other side. So we're doing it the best we can. So our last question of today, which I love, is my favorite. It's my favorite question because this has been it's been incredible. It's been an incredible journey for me. You would have thought that this would have been months, but it's just been, a couple of weeks, but it's been an incredible journey. And we have something very much in common with being that we spent some time in Florida, as well as we've had very interesting backgrounds, a lot of similarities. Okay. One of them is that we were both booking agents. Okay. So tell me, as a booking agent, as a former booking agent, who was your favorite act to book and why? Woo!
Oh my God. Well, they all were, to be honest. I was awestruck by Cynthia Yaxon. And I love that one. This is that she passed away. That's my girl. But also
Miss Worldwide, Mr. 305, y'all.
Yep. And a lot of we did a lot of a lot of Spanish artists. That's who we booked, but definitely. I grew up in the Northwest Indiana, Chicago area, so I'm all about the freestyle, the hip hop.
Absolutely.
It's just my influence in Motown, and that's how I grew up. But I had to actually learn Spanish music with my partner who passed away. And he taught me a lot about music, and I learned to appreciate. I have many favorites.
Well, I love it. I love Pitbull as well, y'all. I love Pitbull. Well, that's our top. Those were my top 5, and I saw some great comments that I want to continue to highlight here. But first and foremost, Cynthia, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for running, for giving me this opportunity, for working with such a winning, sincere campaign. Because I can tell you that during my time in working in politics in Miami, you do start to lose, especially being the politician, you start to lose some of that hunger and what you saw with wanting to become it. And so, when I resigned and I moved up here, I was like, yeah, I'm fine just being a resident again. And I love that you have reinstilled that energy. You really have. So thank you again. And thank you for coming on today, taking a moment out of your busy day to sit down and talk with our glowers, to glow up with us today. All right. So we're gonna close out the show as we always do, y'all. All right, and I want to thank some special guests that I didn't get a chance to shout out. I want to thank you again, Kimberly Roden. We love that. Yes for Yaxon. We're going to be using that. We are also going to mom and daughter. We want to again thank you for coming through today. And y'all know what to do. Until next time, y'all better do it. Y'all better glow up.